in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the SHINOBI Review. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Konichiwa, mi gente. Once again, we are back. A little bit delayed, but hey, we are here with another episode for you noobs. You know what I'm saying? You heard the senpai explaining the important relationship type that we have with anime and how you could view it. But now we're going to talk about something much a little bit darker. But before anything, I'm your boy Jay Aguila. Right next to me is our man King David.
How's it going, folks? Hopefully, we can further educate you on the thing that we all hold very dearly in our hearts, and that's anime.
And that is anime for sure. And please make sure that you give us the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button right down below. And as always, we do have a Discord server. So please click on the link, join the group, have conversation with us. We are actual human beings. We're not robots. So, we're here just to have a good time. So with that being said, we are going a little bit deeper, okay? Like I mentioned, we talked about the relationship type that you could be in with anime, thanks to Senpai. But now we're going to talk about the misconception. You know what I'm saying? Like things that people already have in their back in the head, but maybe it's not true. Maybe it's not true. So, my man, King David, break it down to us.
Yeah, so the biggest one, and I mentioned this in the comment section on one of the prior videos, is that once people hit like a certain age, pretty much like once they're the college, like adult, they get jobs or whatever, they feel like it's time to move on from anime because anime is for kids because it's cartoons. And I don't know what that's based off. I don't know if it's because I mean we both were pretty much introduced to it at the same age, and what was first out there was stuff like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and I love DBZ. It's awesome, but I mean it's not the most complex thing. It's just a bunch of guys screaming and firing light waves at each other, and a planet that's supposed to blow up in 5 minutes, taking like 20 episodes. Like it's not mind blowing stuff, and I mean
No
it
pun
was
intended.
it was written, and I mean its target audience is the like the tween demographic. I mean that's what it was created for, so that's understandable that people would get that misconception because that's what's out there. They don't. I mean that's what's brought to them in the mainstream, so they don't know better. But the thing is, there's lots of other stuff out there. Like, don't judge a book by its cover. Just because you see this one thing, it doesn't mean that there aren't other faces to it. Everything's multidimensional. So you have other stuff out there. My go-to, and Lou and Scott are all about Berserk. That's definitely not for kids, and not just because of the shock, not just because of the shock factor. Like, I'm not saying that violence and gore and sexuality makes something adult. It's the themes and
Topic.
just the relationships and the back and forth between the characters. It's very the things that loyalty and these themes and concepts that are brought to light and kind of discussed and explored that make it more adult. Ghost in the Shell is another one about the human soul and
Classic.
machines.
Classic.
I don't know if you've seen it, but another one I really like is Psychopaths, and that
Oh,
exam
you told me about it. Classic.
yeah, it examines like the justice system, criminality, like what makes somebody criminal, what is right, what is wrong, like what makes that determination. There's all sorts of stuff out there that it explores. I mean, there's other things like these are more like the slice of life stuff that kind of examine these, but like adulthood and interacting with others and interpersonal relationships and dealing with stress and loss of loved ones, or bullying or whatever, like all these topics that you wouldn't discuss with younger children. Just they're too young in their stages to even like know what half of this stuff is even about. Like, it's out there, and And I would argue it's just as good as any of the, live action media that's out there, just
Yep.
because the animation medium has no restrictions. Like, you can do whatever. Your mind is your limitation.
And if I could interject real quick,
For sure.
guys, keep in mind there was an anime series that came out around 2018, soon to come with a season two around this year or maybe next. Goblin Slayer. All right,
Yeah.
this show had no rating on opening night. Everybody watched that first episode, and it's like the most like shock effect scene in this time. You know what I'm saying? It really like blows you away. Another one you could also take in consideration, which is still in their season 4, is Attack on Titan. You watch that on Netflix. That first episode as well. That also is like not for kids.
Yeah.
I think the idea, because we're more in the Western, you know what I'm saying, and we are more accustomed to like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, PBS and Fox Kids, you know what I'm saying. We think like these were my childhood, but anime goes way above that. It goes a step further with what you was mentioning. It's like the storytelling and the idea of like, hey, this is just not about action. This is something about that could go deeper within you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially if you, again, I could preach about this all day, every day. Bunny, don't dream of a bunny senpai.
Yeah.
That itself is just like, what have I been doing with my life? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That's a really good point.
There's a lot of stuff out there that has you soul searching and thinking about, just humanity in general and how you treat others, and what your purpose in life is, and like what it is that you should be doing or trying to accomplish. And
Mhm.
I mean, again, that's not what it's all about, but I'm just saying, like, there's all sorts of different avenues to be explored in the anime medium, and it's not just limited to Pokemon or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's people, and this is another thing. Like, people say, like, for people that do watch, adults that do watch, it's like Family Guy or Simpsons or Futurama, because again, they like, it's comedy. Like, they associate it animation with lightheartedness, and they don't think it can be serious. But I mean, quite the contrary. It can
Mhm.
it,
Mhm.
it can be the very opposite.
And also, another misconception we can also account is, which been mentioned many, many times in our